And I think we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Today is December 3rd, 2015, and today I'm with Bianca. And I want Bianca to share her story and her upbringing and her spiritual connections or connections with other entities out there or whatever. I just want to let her introduce herself. Take it away, Bianca. Bianca.
Hello, everybody. This is Bianca, and yeah,
Start from the beginning. Let's go back to the childhood, if you like. Let's go back to when you're younger. What's the memories that you can go back to the earliest? When you were 4, 5, 6?
the
Um,
earliest I can remember is um 5. I think age 5. Anything before that, I can't really remember. For some reason, it's like it's blacked out or like it's blocked from my mind.
yeah.
Um, but I know that I was born like awake, of course awake, but like spiritually awakened. I guess I was born that way, but something happened during those first 4 years, and I was told I had to do something with immense negative energy, and I shut down, and I didn't really wake up again this, um, to the spiritual side of myself until age 5, which is still pretty early. But
Yeah.
yeah, just at age 5, I knew. Even at age 5, I knew already, and I had knew more than what other 5-year-olds had known. I knew deep down that, and it's like almost I had a like adult thinking. Um, I
So
remember
you
thinking
relate?
about
Yes.
certain things like in the world about even spirituality, religion, and aliens and all this other.
Stuff.
I was already thinking about that kind of stuff.
Did you
I
relate?
thought,
Did you relate better to adults than kids your own age?
yeah, yeah, more so older kids, but not even older kids, mostly adults.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a 5, even elementary school. Let's start with that. Did you ever see anything in the sky when you were younger?
Um, I used to see lights in the sky, but nothing that I couldn't really say was a spaceship or anything. But it always caught my attention, and I even used to see orbs and spirits and used to feel different energies, and I'm really empathic, so even then I was feeling everybody's energy, and yeah, I thought that was normal for everybody though,
Right.
and apparently it wasn't.
That's okay, kitty.
Mhm.
And the kids around you at that age group, that age level, what was their did you fit in with them? Was it easy to get along with them, to play with them?
No, it wasn't. I was pretty isolated, alienated from everyone. Um I spent a lot of time alone actually. Nobody used to understand me at all. And when I used to try and connect to their level, kind of, it was difficult. They still didn't understand me. I stuck
Yeah.
out like a sore thumb.
Even in school, in elementary school, tell me about that. Were the teachers nice to you? Were they hard on you?
Mm,
Did you feel like you're picked on?
by the teachers in elementary school, I was it was alright. But as for the kids treating me in a friendly manner, not so much.
Yeah.
um, it seems like I don't know. It seemed like I looked different from everyone, or uh, I was always perceived differently than everybody else. Even though I dressed like everyone, I looked the same. You know, my skin and everything. I don't know. It was like a little red beacon. I was always picked on, and I got bullied. And I mean, the one thing that used to happen a lot was I got my hair pulled a lot. That was very annoying. But
Did
yeah,
it feel,
it wasn't a good experience really throughout
how
elementary
was
school.
how was mom and dad when you were growing up? Did they raise you? Yeah.
Yeah, they're still both together, and my mom, she's an angel to me. She's she's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. She understands me. I'm able to talk to her, and she'll even listen to weird things I have to say about aliens. Whether she believes it or not, she'll still listen to me. As for my dad, he's here, but not here. Like he'll support me financially and all that, but
Yes.
as for emotionally, not so much.
So it's easier to talk to mom than dad.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even know my dad's birthday if it wasn't for my school having
Right.
to know anything about him. But he's
You
very
kind
extremely reserved.
Yeah, yeah. Your parents growing up, especially when you're younger, so your elementary school years. What was it like um, around the family life? Was it difficult trying to? Did you feel like you had to always try to please dad or mom, or um,
Yeah.
did you feel um, did they give you enough attention growing up?
Um, well, my mom and dad were always working, seemed like 24/7, and I was the older one. It's me and my brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and I was always the responsible one. I took blame for everything, even if I wasn't there,
Right,
and especially for the stupid things he'd do. I was the one that got in trouble,
and you
and
probably hated that, didn't you?
that drove me nuts. I mean, it was so unfair, but it's just how. Well, in Mexican families that I know, it's very common. But yeah, I was in charge of everything, even things that my parents were supposed to take care of. I was in charge of it for being the oldest.
Wow. So they gave you. Were you ready for that responsibility? You feel like I'm still a kid. I don't need that responsibility.
Yep, yep. That's probably part of the reason why I was already thinking like an adult at age 5, probably.
Wow. Yeah.
I was given responsibility the earliest day I can remember was 5.
Were you very protective of your brother
Yes,
growing
yeah. Whether I wanted to be or not.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after a while, it started coming naturally, and I was his protector. I'm still his protector.
Yes.
I feel very protective over the people that I care about, people in my family and my friends, and yeah, very
Uh-huh.
protective. Mhm.
And the religions. How did that play an effect? Going to church or anything like that growing up? Was your how was your parents? How did they were they really strict on you about religion or anything, or did you? Yeah, explain.
My parents, not so much. My dad's atheist, and my mom, kind of atheist, somewhat Christian,
Yeah,
because her brother is a minister, and he's a he's Christian, and he doesn't like push the Bible on anybody. He's really really respectful about that.
yes,
Um, but he did try to convince me about the Bible a few times and go to church, and it wasn't really mandatory for me to go. But the experiences I did have, I didn't really agree with it.
yeah.
It's
When did that
because the
questioning start?
Bible.
Yeah, so it started earlier with you, like questioning everything. You wanted to know why this, why fear, or why
In
if you
first
did
grade, I was
wrong,
questioning how come, what about the dinosaurs? Or, certain things like about, like, why does God seem to be so mean all the time or angry? Or,
judgmental.
yeah, like, yeah. And just, I was questioning a lot in the Bible at an early age. And it was
Wow.
driving me insane. Yeah.
What were your influences? Who did you always go to just to talk? If you had any kind of issue, problem, who do you like to go to just to talk?
Yeah. A notebook and a pen were my best friends.
A lot of journal.
Yeah. I didn't, even to this day, I've been carrying around a notebook and a pen. There's really no one to talk to. Well, I mean, my mom, I could talk to her about certain things, but
Yeah.
when it came to touchy subjects like that, or for a while, it was impossible to talk to her about that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So I was pretty much alone.
Did you still question things even when you're younger in elementary school? Did you start just so you said the questioning? Did you even anything about experiences or anything that were about extraterrestrials? Anything that moved you toward that when you're younger?
Yeah. I always had this interest about aliens and didn't really know why. I had some nightmare. Well, I think they were nightmares. That
Yeah, sure.
probably happened, but
What happened?
like one dream. Now you know what? Now that I think about it, I had a dream I got picked up in a spaceship.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what age I was though, and I was up in outer space. But I don't. I remember the feeling. I remember feeling light. I remember feeling like I was at home, kind of.
yeah,
And and this actually hasn't even come up until now. um, Yeah, I think it was the grades actually.
yeah. Do you
And
remember what they looked like? What they were doing with you? Yeah,
well, I see myself just standing there next to them, and I don't know what we're doing, but I'm not getting no feeling of fear or anxiety or nothing.
right.
That's odd. that's never came up before. um, yeah, and then next thing I know, I was back in bed, and I thought it was just some crazy dream. But I had also been watching cartoons about aliens and stuff like that when as a kid, so I thought maybe that influenced it.
Right.
But now I know
Do
better than that.
you ever remember anything about missing time?
Missing time,
Or,
yes,
you know what I
yeah,
mean by that?
yeah, yeah, and yeah, that was actually pretty interesting. I always questioned that also, along with the religion and aliens and
Yes.
history of America and all that.
Yeah.
I question everything. Yeah.
Wow. But your mom and dad, like you said, you're closer with your mom. Did your mom ever share with that when she was younger, or anything that she seen when she was younger?
Yeah.
Sometimes I know it's generational. You know, it can be passed down from their grandparents to mom and dad, and then to you, to the to the siblings. So I'm always curious about that. Huh.
Yeah. My parents, they never, no, never talk about anything, nothing about spirits, no aliens, nothing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Moving up into junior high, was what was that like? What was How did people treat you then?
Oh, junior high. Um, well, it was also rough. I mean, all my years in school were rough. When I got to junior high, that was sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, and in sixth grade, I started having more interactions with spirits around me. I remember I was outside my house, the house I still live in,
Yeah.
and there's a trail on the side of our house, and I remember seeing these big old gigantic rock creatures. They're like red. Their skin was red, but they're shaped like the Hulk, kind of like not the Hulk, but they're just giant rock creatures. I saw two of them standing out there, and that
Yeah.
was the beginning of my sixth grade year. So that whole time I was man, the whole year I really was just wanting to really ask people this question, see if they've ever even noticed that or if they've ever experienced it. I
What
told
was
one person and they thought I was crazy.
That's what I was going to say. Was it hard to even express
Yeah,
yourself at that age and just try to
yeah,
ask these questions?
yeah.
And was it hard for you to concentrate in school?
Um, yeah, actually sometimes it was, but I kept good grades though. I was an honor roll student, average, straight A's and B's. I
Yeah.
had to in order to keep my mind off the other stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I was asking. Was it like distracting from school?
yeah, it was distracting, but I um, I did my best to stay focused in school though. But when I was at home, it was a totally different story.
What were your dreams like at that time?
um, crazy, very crazy. Um, I remember one um, I had envisioned those rock creatures again.
Yeah.
There was another one where um, what did that creature look like?
Oh, like that one of the superheroes, like Fantastic Four, that rock one. I forget his
Yeah, there
name.
you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and even like the square face and the mouth and stuff,
Yeah.
kind of like that. Except they didn't have no clothes on,
Right. Right.
no suit or nothing. They're just rock. I don't know. And
Wow.
they didn't say anything, and they were kind of under the street light, so it kind of and it was dark. They were under the street light, and it just made it look more fearsome, kind of.
When you
But
have those interactions with them, um, do you ever feel? Did it ever Did you feel like they were a nuisance? Did you feel like they're haunting you? Did you feel like it was some type of communication? They were just trying to get your attention, to
yeah,
dialogue with you?
yeah. I think they're just trying to let me know that they were real, that they were there. I still to this day I'm not sure what they were really about, but I wasn't I was in shock, but I wasn't fearful of them. I just remember standing there just staring at them until they disappeared. But no, they never said anything, and I didn't feel no fear really. I was just shock. But
Even in junior high, were you still questioning anything about religion and stuff like that?
yeah, yeah, especially a whole lot more, a whole lot
Wow.
more. Because that's one thing that did get talked about in school was religion. And when even though it's not supposed to be, but like the kids would we would talk about the Bible and stuff and what we thought about it, and a lot of us had the same questions and um,
So you went to like a private school, a Catholic school, or?
regular public school.
Oh, okay.
I never had to go to any Christian or Catholic school.
Interesting. The Your interactions with them, and then even through junior high, did you feel um, Was there still more people coming into your life where you could at least express like that favorite friend, or was it just mostly mom that you just could talk to about this?
Well, I had one best friend. She's weird just like me. She sees some weird things just like me, but mostly I couldn't really talk to my mom then either. Only till recently I started to be able to talk to my mom, but mostly isolated and alone still. And still
Yeah,
had to write things down or just keep it in my own mind because everybody was very judgmental.
and you probably
Um,
hated that. I
yeah,
can't stand that. You're
yeah,
more disappointed, right? That they
yeah.
just, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It is, especially when you feel like you're the only one that has these visions or has these experiences, and everything around you is telling you you're crazy, you're psycho, something's wrong with you, you're mentally disabled, something, and that was completely bullshit. I mean, I went to the doctor and
Right.
I got on so many meds and everything, and that messed up my mind more.
Yes.
After I started taking those medications, I didn't feel normal no more. But I really thought I really started thinking I was the one that was psychotic. But
Because you thought it was normal and you wanted to fit in with the rest of society, and it's so hard for a lot of people because all you do, that's all we want, you know? That's all what people want. They want to be understood. They want to be like relatable. But man, it's when society just totally, it's like ingrained. I think it scares them, especially from the religions, you know?
yeah,
We get that from religions, like, no, there's like this devil, and anything that's not of God or good, it's like a very in that box, you know.
yeah,
But then it's something else, and that's not true. It's like
exactly.
how,
That's
I mean, it's like how many people have actually seen the devil? I mean, you know what I'm
no.
saying? Because like how do you see what's a demon? You know what I mean? It's like people's interpretation. It's like you say that's the demons. You know, it's very interesting.
Anything that they can't understand is evil. You know.
There you go. Anything they cannot understand. You're right.
Yeah, and me and the Bible. I mean, I had my Bible. I was given Bibles. I mean, I even tried to study it. I tried taking notes. I even had little post-its
Yeah.
like stuck all over the Bible and just trying to understand it. But there was so much stuff missing, so much information in it that just didn't make sense.
Right.
And
Right.
questions, they say you can answer all the questions with the Bible. Okay, well, all the questions I had were not answered by the Bible.
It was interesting that you brought up about the dinosaurs. You know,
Yeah,
they don't really talk about that in the Bible. It's
yeah.
like,
Like they knows all. Okay, well, you don't know everything apparently. I mean, what they had nothing about. I mean, it talked about animals and talked about people. It talked about yeah, that. But where's all the other creatures that we know were alive because we are finding them. We're finding their bones. We're finding archaeologists and everything.
yes, yes.
Why didn't the Bible talk about them then if it was?
Yeah, the one that's supposed to, it's almost like the Bible's supposed to be, it's almost like
Mm,
it's for what we call Christians or Catholics or whatever what you call Geodeo religions. It's like, it's almost like a history book too. You can
mm,
make it into a history book. So it's not only, yes, I understand about the ethics behind it, but it's almost more like a history book. But
yeah,
it's so limiting. You know, only things what the past 6,000 to 7,000 years, less than that, and that's supposed to be, Adam and Eve was the beginning, and I
I
mean, you know what I'm
know.
saying, the first two people ever in the
Yeah,
universe. Are you kidding me?
yeah. Okay, that used to make me very annoyed. Also, when Christian, well, not I'm not gonna say Christians. Religious people used to tell me we're the only ones in the universe. Are you serious? How does that make sense? Like, how do you guys? The universe. Okay, the universe is so massive, so big, so just
Yeah,
it's just epic. I mean, we cannot be the only ones out there. We cannot. That just never made sense to me neither.
it's very limiting point of view. But I understand that and I don't judge, like you said, the pastors and the priests and stuff. They're just following their traditions, their ancestors, and how that was taught to them. And so they follow this tradition of being a priest or a pastor, and it's passed down generations. So that's all they've ever known.
Yeah,
They've never really explored or asked the bigger questions, and never really dig deep or find maybe this is like to them, they catch these videos, a breath of fresh air.
yeah,
So this is wonderful. It's opening eyes
yeah. And
to
yeah,
question it and not be afraid to question. That
yes.
was the other thing.
Yeah, that's a main thing when we what that was one of the main things I used to go by as don't be afraid to question, don't be afraid to speak your mind, you know. I mean sometimes speaking your mind can get you into trouble, but
If
um
you really feel it, if you really believe it and you're passionate about something, why not?
yeah, just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen other than
Yeah.
you might get some
Okay. It's
bad
having
benefit.
exactly. It's having thicker skin and saying, okay, just let it go over my head. If it's a negative comment, so what? You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
that because it's almost like turning it around and feeling having that empathy and feeling what other people go through. So if they're reacting in a negative sense or negatively towards someone out of frustration because we're bringing up about aliens or whatever, I realize that it's like it's just their fears, their
Yeah.
unknowing,
Yeah.
their frustrations, and they're
Yeah.
taking it out on other people because of what they don't understand. That's all.
Mhm. And they're just doing what they can to the best of their ability and what they already know. I mean,
Yeah.
I never blamed any of them. I mean, I never accused them. I never blame them. I mean, they're just trying to help to the
They're,
best of their knowledge.
yes. They're
Um,
trying to protect an organization or
yeah,
their belief systems
yeah,
because that's comfortable. That's
yeah.
comfortable for them.
It's familiar. It's
It's fam-
safety.
yes. Safety
Yeah,
and familiar.
that I just had to learn. Well, I've recently learned a lesson with well, I guess gained some wisdom from what familiarity and
Yes.
safety is, I guess, in a different way. Um, because I had to break away from my safe, familiar place, and
And it
it
can
was
be
hard.
hard.
I was a nervous wreck for a little bit, but then I got over it pretty quickly. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a hell of an experience, but I got over it in a couple of days actually.
Yeah.
Because I to get away from the familiar. I mean, if you're gonna stay in the familiar, you're gonna stay in the safety that you know, the comfortable zone. You're never ever gonna be able to expand. Like you're not gonna be able to evolve yourself or evolve with
Right.
humanity because everything's gonna change. Everything changes all the time. Nothing never ends. Nothing ever stops growing. Nothing ever stops changing. Nothing ever stops evolving.
Yes.
So if you're trying to stay in your own little box, your own safe box, you're not gonna go anywhere, and everything's gonna pass you up, and you're gonna get left behind, or you're just if that's where you're going to stay. I mean, there's not you can't expand yourself staying in one box. You can't.
No. And the thing what you just touched on, I love it because it's like that growth. It's like taking that leap of faith, that courage that people build within inside. It's like if I never take that walk down the street, I might not bump into that love of my life. I might not see that other person. That's why I'm saying that vulnerability, putting yourself out there. Yeah, it can be scary. And you can share things slowly and build that momentum. But then when you meet that person because you're at the right place at the right time, because you decided to take that leap of faith and walk out the door to meet somebody new, and they just you could meet them in the supermarket, you can meet them down the street, but because you just took that initiative, that what you call the drive, the passion, or just a curiosity to get out and try something new, it was because you took command.
Yeah, exactly.
People
And
took command.
yeah,
They took the responsibility. They're the ones that stood up. And that's
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. That's exactly how I see it. And when I took that step, um, I took back my control of my life. I
Yeah.
took back control of myself. I got the courage to be in control of myself
Yes.
finally and make decisions for myself. And those decisions have actually done me more. I mean, it's been more beneficial to me than following what I was told to do. It's more beneficial to go outside go outside the familiarity, the familiar that
Yes. No,
it's
you're right.
good to go outside the
From,
familiar, like
yes.
your comfort zone. It's good to go out your comfort zone, and because better things are waiting for you,
Yes.
more things are waiting for you, more of your life is waiting for you. Um, it's a that's a very strong subject with me. I just there's like a whole lot on that I want to I could say, but
But it's wonderful because you're just when you share like that and that vulnerability, it's really nice because you touch so many aspects of other people who have felt that. Many people, I mean, I'm sure there's millions of people that have been in those situations, who have been in a tight situation. It's like, how do I get out of this? How do I have the courage to do it? I don't even know the first step of what direction. Where should I go? That's why sharing with people like that, because they can give you the opportunities. to maybe go out of this way or go this direction. They give you the opportunities, the more people we connect with.
Yeah. And for me, when I finally stepped out the familiar zone, I had a, well, I guess for me it was, I thought it was gonna be hard because I was in an abusive relationship, and that relationship was going nowhere, completely nowhere, and he was on drugs, and he's an MMA fighter, or was an MMA fighter, can't even call him that. And he did boxing, and just he was very overpowering in a way, in any kind of way, mentally, physically, emotionally overpowering, and I thought I was never ever going to be able to get away from him because he has ties with certain gangs in town. I mean, he just all the way around. I thought there was no way out. And I mean, even if I ran, I had ran before he found me anyway. So it was just, I thought my life was going to end with him. I thought it was just over with. I couldn't get away. But once
But
I got that courage to actually change something,
yes,
or actually take a step out the safe zone, it was actually a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Um, he didn't hit me. He didn't get him. Well, he just argued with me some, but
yeah,
he actually went on his own way, and a whole lot easier than what I thought it was gonna be. And
because
because I took that courage, I think, because I had just because I took that one step, the universe worked with me, and
yes, it made it possible.
yeah, yeah,
And
because my
instead,
desire was matching everything that I mean, yeah, it was matching everything that I wanted.
your
So
desire, there you go, that passion, that desire to move forward, and the courage that you took. I mean, that's not easy.
yeah,
It's like,
that
where
was
to
really
go?
scary.
Yeah,
And also on top of that, I have 3 kids, so I was extremely frightened of
sure.
anything happening to me or them, and so it was really hard for a little while, but I got out of it. I got out of it, and I'm actually happy. I'm not actually. I am very happy I did it. I'm very happy I stepped out that familiar zone, the safe
It,
zone.
didn't it give you a little bit more freedom? Do you feel
Yes,
that you can take a little bit
yes,
deeper breath? You know?
yes, complete. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all freedom now. And before
Yes.
I had no freedom. It was just confined, and I hate being confined. I hate being conformed. I hate being told to do something or
Right.
to follow a certain regiment or follow certain. I can't
Right.
stand it. So
You want to be unique. You want to be yourself. You don't want to. Yeah. Exactly.
like this, I would not even be able to wear this being with him
Oh.
or speaking to anyone or making videos. I wouldn't be able to do anything, and this is my passion. Making videos and trying to share and sharing whatever I feel like sharing, I guess, with the world. Hopefully, because I want to help people. That's my
Yeah.
passion. I want to help others, and I get joy out of hearing that I'm helping others, and it makes me feel better about myself as well as helps me grow my confidence, I guess,
Yes.
gain confidence and gain um, a sense of self worth and a sense of being needed, I guess. Like
Yes. No, that's beautiful how you put that. It's that you're right. It's that self of I have value here on that planet. You know,
yeah.
I have real worth. I have self worth. About first, you're loving yourself. That's beautiful.
Um, and that and like all that, everything that ties into that was a major issue. Also, I had no self worth before, no self esteem, no self confidence. I hated myself. I tried to kill myself a few times. I mean, and that was before I had my kids too. And
Yeah.
um, I was,
Very stressful.
yeah, it was horrible. I just because I felt so alone, so isolated, so alienated, so just
Yes.
just stuck, stuck in a black hole of freaking pain and sorrow and misery.
Yes.
And also throughout my whole life, I've until just recently, I have lived with physical pain and having no idea where it's coming from. The doctors couldn't fix it. It's probably because of my own emotions and everything that I was holding in and taking in from everybody else because
Yes.
I'm an empath.
Yes. The emotional does come down into the physical. Yes.
Yeah, and my whole life I've been just plagued with illnesses and just body pain and just that alone made me want to just die already. But
But when that love energy comes around you again, oh my gosh, it just picks you up. It just makes you feel
yeah,
so good inside, and it's like
um,
that you're needed, that you're wanted, and that you love that self reflection when you look in the mirror. You know, like I am that great. You know, I am
yeah,
looking good today. Yeah,
Yeah, now I could say that. Now I could feel that. Now I could smile. Now I can
yeah.
speak my mind and feel more at ease with it. Even if now, even though people might still not agree with what I say or not understand me, I don't care no more.
It's okay because you're not responsible for how they react.
Yeah,
It's really
exactly.
about your passion, your dream, and we can't please everybody. That's the thing in life. I've learned that the hard way. I couldn't please everybody.
Yeah,
And I just had to have that like mind, find people of like mind. Go
yeah,
with what you feel inside that draws you to them. And they come to you. Make it it's a two-way street. Not like you're always pursuing them, but they don't pursue you, it's not worth it. So it's that just allowing. It's that yes.
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how. Um,
And back to junior high now. Say, are you done with junior high? I use that
um,
for like age groups, so I just go into
yeah, I understand.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
in
yes,
seventh grade,
yeah,
sixth grade, it was hard. Seventh grade, I started turning into like a gothic type, dressed all in black. I mean, and
yeah,
attracted those same type of people. Like it was just misery all the way around. But like listening to punk rock and just metal, and
yeah,
it started going to drugs and drinking
yeah.
and around here in my town, there's a lot of gangs, so kind of was getting almost got involved with that. I wasn't initiated. I didn't get that far into it, but
Right, right.
it was an option, and I even then I had seen like this is so stupid. It's so
You probably question yourself, why am I here with these people
yeah,
sometimes? Like, why
like
am I?
why am I in this? Why?
Yeah,
Like I should be somewhere else. I didn't belong here. I felt I didn't belong anywhere on earth. I
yes,
felt I was always looking at the stars, like all the time, always looking at the sky. Just even before I even knew I was looking at the sky for a reason. I was always looking at the sky. I didn't care for anything on earth. I just wanted out.
yes.
And and then I started dating in seventh grade, and that didn't freaking help at all either.
How did mom feel about that?
Oh man, she would choke me. But I was pretty sure I was gonna get disowned for a while. Well, in seventh grade, and another thing that happens around here in my
Yes.
town is well, it's probably very common in other towns also, but during the time that it was happening here, it was very common, but kind of a sad fact. A lot of teenage pregnancies,
Hmm. Yeah,
and I happen to be one of them.
yeah.
It's a part of me that I don't regret it. I love my children to death. I love my children. They're the reason why I'm still alive today.
Yes.
So I am blessed. I got blessed with three beautiful children.
Oh,
But at the age that I had my first, I was 14.
okay.
So that's kind of a hard issue. I even did public speaking about being a teenage mother at 14 at school around town, and
How did that?
that seemed to
Yeah.
help others. Some people.
Did you feel empowered even at that time a little that you could
Yeah,
still warn other girls or just tell them that
yeah,
wait if you can?
yeah. That whole concept of because a lot of girls here did not have that father figure, and they didn't have really a mother figure either. So they just went off of what their friends were telling them. They
Yes.
thought love meant sex. They thought love meant that you had to be in a conditional relationship with somebody and you had to do what they said. And around here, like I said, it's mostly gangs. The men control the women. And if the woman, in any rare case, was stronger than the man, she controlled the man. But it's mostly the men who control the women. And at that age, yeah, with no father figure, no mother figure, they just went with it. And a lot of them were very confused about what love was or what. Even I was confused about it because I had no one taught me anything about it. Um, so I thought I had to, I guess,
Once around 14, 15, what was it? How did dad, how did dad take it?
mm, the dad.
Your dad. Was it
Oh, my
hard?
dad. Yeah. He got even more distant from me, but
Oh,
yeah, this would be the first time that he actually asked his sisters, my aunts, for any advice on how to help me. But he
try to reach out to you?
yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, it was kind of hard to on him because by the time I told him I was pregnant. I was already 8 months.
Oh, he didn't notice anything, huh?
Yeah, no, he didn't. That's how much he did not pay attention to me. Like I
Oh,
was walking around with a fat belly, and he didn't notice. I walked right in front of him, and he didn't notice.
oh.
So that's how oblivious he was to me, I guess.
Do you
But a
feel
month
like
later, he wasn't unaware of me no more.
so? Dad was always the hardest to talk to.
Yeah, very,
Yes.
very. And I think it was him that I needed the most,
Yes.
probably.
Yes.
I think a
Was it?
lot of kids would need both their parents, but
Yes.
what it seems like girls need their dads more and boys need their moms more some for some reason. Well, around here, that's what it seemed like to me by experience. But after that, I mean, he accepted my kid. He accepted my baby, and he even bought her a crib and all this other stuff, and took care of her. And I, like a grandpa.
Yes.
um, and
Once
he's
he got
even
used to it, was it easier for him to let down his guard a little bit more, start to communicate with you a little bit more?
nope.
No?
He's still he has a better relationship with my kids than he does me still. But
Oh,
I'd rather have it that way, than no way at all.
that's true.
But he spoils the hell out of my kids. And he talks with them, and he jokes with them. He watches cartoons with them. I mean, everything that he didn't do with me, I guess he's trying to fix that with my
Make
kids.
up,
As long as
make up.
he's doing it with my kids,
I understand.
it's all right.
Yeah.
He talks to me some more because of the fact that he has to, because we're mine. But yeah, he's a good grandpa. He's a good dad, and I'm
How about
grateful.
mom? How about mom?
Mom too. She's good grandma. She spoils the hell out of him too. That don't help me none, but at least they got a good relationship with the kids. My kids are my oldest is best friends with my mom. He tells
Oh,
her everything. So they have a good
yeah,
relationship with them. And as for my brother, um, hmm, he's also had problems throughout his whole school,
yeah.
all of his school years. He was actually pretty brilliant. He probably still is, but he got sucked into Xbox and weed, and that's where he stayed.
Okay, okay.
But he was gonna go to MIT, and he was very intelligent at school, but he also experienced spirits and aliens and energies
Wow.
and didn't know how to deal with it. He didn't
How?
tell me, but we
Yeah,
had that telepathic communication where I knew what he was going through,
yeah.
especially since I was so guarded over. I was his guardian. I knew this about him, but he never said anything, and it
When
kind
did
of
you
destroyed
first?
him.
Yeah, I mean, this is more about you, but did your brother, your relationship with your brother, was easier as he got older to be able to talk to him about these things, what he was experiencing?
Well, we still don't talk.
Oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah, well, I was his guardian, and all, but he didn't. We still don't talk, and didn't talk back then. The only thing, most thing I told him was stop or no, get over here.
Yeah.
That's it. That's almost our conversations have ever gotten. But with the telepathic communication, I know what he's going through and all that. But yeah.
Hmm.
Other than that, I don't talk to him either. I don't really talk to anybody in my family. Except my kids. And my cousins. I know they have alien communication too, because they all talk about it amongst themselves. But with me, it's like, nope, stop, don't talk to me. I don't know. It's
Wow,
weird.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Now moving up into say, high school a little bit. Was it?
Mm.
Tell me about that.
Another hard experience, much harder.
Yes.
um, it just went from elementary to middle to high school. I mean, and everything in between. It kept getting harder and harder because the things I was experiencing became more common for me. In high school, I had seen a spaceship. In high school, I had seen the rock creatures again. I had seen graves. I had seen. Um,
So
I
this
was
started
getting.
increasing. It started
Yeah,
increasing. Yeah.
yeah, and I
Activity.
was questioning the Bible even more. And then
Yeah.
since my parents were taking care of my kid more, I was out the house and being stupid again. And I fell into major, major depression, and I was alone, just isolated again. Tried to have friends, couldn't connect with nobody. Tried to make connections with people on different levels, couldn't connect with nobody.
Yeah.
And I dropped out. I was ditching school and getting picked up by the cops for ditching and smoking weed and drinking, and just it was all bad. And my grades went down, and I was still very highly intelligent. I knew I was. I was highly creative still. I used to bright all the time, and a lot of it came out as advice for others mostly.
Did you do
Like
some
a lot of
artwork too, your designs and stuff?
mhm. And it was just yeah. It was ninth grade to 12th grade was just hell too. High school was hell.
Wow. The and you start questioning everything. You said the spiritual side of you. Is this where it started taking off toward the end of high school, or
Um, it was more so yeah in high school. Because everybody was starting to talk about like what they were gonna do after high school.
right,
Like some people talk about getting married, or some people talk about getting jobs, careers, and just doing what everyone does in normal society.
right,
And I didn't agree with any of that. Like high school would try and push you towards going to college, going to university, or following this line that they want everyone to follow, right? I could not agree with that, so I had a hell of a time with that too. um, I could not follow the rules. I could not follow. I tried my best to follow. I couldn't.
something inside you. What was
Yeah.
that like? The experience? You said that you saw the ship.
Oh, the ship. That was right outside my house actually, and
Wow.
it was daytime. It went
How old were you around that time, or what grade? Yeah.
13.
What? How old?
13.
Wow.
I think it
Okay.
was in eighth, ninth grade, something like that.
Okay.
And it was bright daylight, and there were people outside with me, but I was the only one that seen it. And it was a gray round disc. Yeah, gray round disc, and it just flew over fast. And I knew that wasn't a plane or helicopter or nothing, or
Right.
drones weren't even flying around then, I don't think. And
It made no sound or anything. Just
no, no sound, no wind, no humming, no propellers, nothing. And it wasn't a blimp, and it wasn't a balloon or nothing. That was a ship. I'm
wow.
not sure whose it was though.
You got to see that. No one else in your family saw that.
Mm-mm, no,
Did you try to tell your mom, your dad, anyone
mm-mm,
what you
no.
saw?
Yeah, I kept it to myself, and that kind of drove me nuts too. I didn't tell anybody anything, but
Once you
yeah,
saw that, do you start to investigate? Do you ever look on things online? Were you looking,
yeah, yeah.
really
And I
wanting to
started,
know what's out there?
yeah. I found a lot of stuff about the like a lot of conspiracy stuff. I mean, I
Yes.
was into that stuff ever since I was able to use a computer, but
Okay.
um, when I first got access to a computer, the alien information wasn't on there so much yet.
Right.
After a few years, it started getting really much. I mean, started getting much more information on there, but about that time, it was still kind of beginning, and I didn't really couldn't find too much information on it, and a lot of it sounded like the movies, so I thought a lot of it was just bullshit.
Right.
But um, yeah, I was definitely looking for answers, and definitely looking for a reason why they exist, if they really did exist, and if they did, why am I the only one that sees them, and why am I the only one that feels this way? Why is it seen that I'm the only one that's the weirdo here?
Wow.
um,
So you felt really, yeah, I could see, I can imagine, just really isolated, even from friends around you. It's like just you want to express it, but you don't know how to tell
yeah,
anybody. You don't know how to approach probably sometimes them too, the average person, and say, hey, have you seen this?
yeah, yeah, exactly. And even when I was like back in elementary school, I had friends around the house. I mean, on the like neighborhood friends, and or friends with the neighborhood kids, and we would be playing like whatever make believe. But
Yeah.
I would actually see myself. What I think now is me in my past lives. I
Yes.
would see myself as I don't know if I was a witch or gypsy. I don't know what it was. Some being that was magical, and
Like a
I was able to
shaman?
picture.
Shaman?
But I was a child though.
Yeah.
I had pictured myself as a child, but magical. Unless I was unless there's child shaman.
Yeah, like a, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
um,
Interesting.
and I was able to picture like the underground, like my underground home, whatever it was, and the potions, and like certain things I had never watched movies like that or anything because my
Yeah,
dad
like
was
where do you get
into
the ideas? Exactly. How they
yeah.
show up in your mind. Yeah.
And I was able to see those images very vividly. Now thinking back on that now, I think it was my past lives that I probably had. And when I would play these imaginary games or whatever with my friends. They thought it was weird too. Like we can't even pretend. I can't even imagine that this stuff is real. Like I was shunned for that too.
Oh,
That was awful because I love being creative. I love being imaginative.
expressive.
I love using
Yeah,
my imagination, and that kind of. So after a while, I just kept that shut in too, and all the creativity, it just stayed inside and letting it out.
now did you create all that behind you on the wall?
Yeah.
All the stuff, it's beautiful. And this is your artwork. I see like an elf being or an elven
Oh
to the
yeah,
right
this
of
one.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I forgot the artist of that, but that one resonates with me because I was a fairy.
Yes, yes.
Times and
And the
there's languages
languages.
appear and
Yeah, it's
a lot of
beautiful.
these have to do with my lifetimes, I think. Like this says creativity and this says
Yeah,
infinite. That's Octurians. Or well drawing I've seen of them.
that's
That's
beautiful.
probably the Orion Wars, the spider up there.
Oh, yeah,
um,
spider beans. Yes.
yeah, and then that means transformation. I think it's a plating symbol.
Wow.
Um,
Did you
yeah,
create some of these or all these or?
um, creative, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, but me and my kids, they would I mean, the walls in my house used to be filled with drawings from all four of us.
Did,
But,
did you see that within your children? Any of the creativity or
yeah,
the
yeah,
art or, yeah, any of that?
yeah. My son's a little engineer. He likes to build things and create cities and create worlds and stuff. So
Wow.
mine, what is it? Minecraft right
Yes.
now is his
Yes.
favorite
Yep.
game.
Yep.
So he's just always creating worlds and creating different structures now. And he's pretty good at it. And here, even here at home, my dad will give him like busted up computers and stuff, and he'll tear them up and he'll put them back together.
Wow.
I can't even do that. I can't even fix a broken DVD player. He could fix a whole computer back and put it back. Everything he'll take apart and put it back. I don't know. That kid's brilliant. And my daughters, um, what's interesting about my kids is that
Yeah.
my oldest, I found out what the percentages are of alien, and that the percentage of the alien percentages explains their behaviors, explains them to to a T. Like it could
Wow.
explain like how they act out and how they are and how they interact with others. It explains a lot. And that got my mind thinking, and that had always got my mind thinking a lot about the kids who are diagnosed with ADHD or ADD or
Oh,
autism
yeah.
or any of that. It
That's right.
um, it's like there's this other
Whoa.
explanation for all these symptoms
Yes.
or
Yeah.
these mental disorders or whatever, and it's completely normal. It's completely healthy. I
Right.
mean, my kids had ADHD, ADD, and um, disobedient. I don't know, some bullshit. But I tried to put my kids on Ritalin, and
Oh.
Ritalin, no. I was like, no. I don't put my kid. No. They even told me to do like a homeopath, like natural medicines and stuff for that. No. I'm like, no. I trust in my gut, and I just left my kids alone. It's like they're just gonna be hyper. They're just gonna be
Yeah.
active. I mean, I'm not gonna stop their creativity. I'm not gonna stop their running around everywhere. That's them.
Yes.
And that used to make me mad because other kids, not my kids, but like what doctors used to say about kids, just you
Yes.
have to like keep them dumbed down, keep them like in a box, and
Control.
keep them still, and
Yeah.
like stop their minds from thinking. Like what's the
Right.
purpose of that? What good is that gonna do for anybody in this world? I
Yeah.
mean, they're our future, and we're gonna dumb them down. Or we're gonna slow them down. That's kind of stupid. But yeah, I would really wish that the doctors or the government would allow this whole alien thing to go out there because it could explain so many things that
It
us
would
humans have to
explain
deal
a
with.
lot. It really would. It would. There's a freedom that comes with that also. I mean,
Yeah,
it has a great responsibility, but there's also, I feel there's more of a freedom when
yeah,
people can see the bigger picture, see the universal perspectives, not just on Earth.
yeah,
You know, they can really let go and start using their imagination and look up there in the stars at night. I think so many people are that, that 9 to 5 job or 8 to 4, 8 to 5. They're so busy and they got a survival mode. Paying the bills, just trying to survive, and they don't really have the time to really think.
yeah,
The majority of people don't really think what could be out there and how we can work together and make it a win-win for everybody. It's
Yeah,
always in survival
yeah, yeah. That's the and I don't work either for that reason. I can't. I just can't work. I've tried many jobs. I mean, I've even tried even like field work.
Yeah,
Typical labor for Mexicans, I guess you can say. But that was hard. That was hard as hell. But
you're in empowerment and how you're speaking like that, especially with women, and
mm,
yeah, I can see that in you. You have that where you could be a great speaker, where you could really speak to all different types of groups on what
mm,
you've gone through, and even how to relate to that extraterrestrial side of it ourselves. It's beautiful.
mm, yeah, I try. I hope to get better at it soon. Because now I'm talking about all this stuff, I feel like I'm gonna have a whole lot of videos over the next week. That's for sure.
Just things
But
coming to you, pop in your mind. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
when you're
things
in high school, if you want to move beyond high school, that's cool.
beyond high school. By the end of high school, I had 3 kids.
Hmm.
So by the time I had graduated a senior, and I graduated before my class did. I graduated a year before my class did, and
Wow.
I graduated with a grant scholarship. And I graduated. I walked the
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
it? I guess I
Oh,
walked
ceremony.
while 9 months pregnant,
Okay.
and I had graduated 2 years or a year and a half earlier, and had grants and had scholarships, and was mostly praised for my writing. So
Wow.
all that writing, all those years,
Yes.
actually paid off.
I was gonna say with those journals and stuff, you might.
Um,
Yes.
all that writing paid off, and it got me grants and scholarships in college.
Hmm.
Well, thing is, with my damn beliefs with these aliens and religion and stuff,
Do you see that as a hindrance that it got in the way,
the
or was it hard to express?
well, the
Trying
grants and scholarships didn't do me no good. I didn't even go to college.
to.
So I don't know where that went. Um, but but it made me feel good that all that writing actually paid off and it actually did me some benefit. Even though I
and
was
here's
alone and isolated that whole time, but it paid off in the end.
and the
It still
beautiful
is.
thing, yeah, and the beautiful thing is, it's still not too late. And down the road, you can
Yeah.
still create and still write for journals, blogs, anything, and still get paid for it if you ever choose to. So there's a million things you can do with writing.
Mhm.
Brilliant.
And but I went back to school again for because of my kids. I felt I had to do something, so I went back for CNA and
Yeah,
certified nursing assistant, medical assistant, and I worked in the clinics for a little while, hospitals, and
yeah.
oh man, that just brought more stuff into my mind, like crap.
Okay, tell me about that. When you're working alongside people in the medical field,
Mhm.
do you ever share anything with them about your experiences, or is it more just work related?
It was more work related. Couldn't tell nobody about that kind of stuff there either, especially not doctors and nurses. um, um, oh man, that stuff used to drive me crazy too, because I can't stand all that invasive crap that they have to do to us people to try and fix us or to heal us, and just the one thing that really got my nerves, not got my nerves, just really tugged at my heartstrings was circumcision. I
Right.
know there's religious and there's views for that. I mean, that's totally fine with me, but
Yeah.
that was so painful for me to even see or deal with. I couldn't deal with it. I quit after that. I was like, I can't do this no more. And I was taken to be an ER doctor after that. If I can't handle that, I sure as hell I'm not gonna be able to handle people who got shot up or in a
Right.
crash or anything like this. I
Yeah.
had to get out of there, especially with the doctors and how they seem so primitive.
Mhm.
To me, they seem so primitive. I wasn't a doctor. I mean, I have no say so on how people should heal themselves or take care of themselves, but I saw things differently than how they were seeing it. Like they would have meetings and stuff, and they would let nurses and whoever go in and observe. And I was like, why are you guys gonna do this technique? You guys can use sound waves, or you guys can use, um, uh,
Other methods of healing. Yeah.
yeah, other methods of healing, methods that they don't want out there, of course,
Yeah.
because they're not invasive. They don't cost as much, and after the patient has been healed or taken care of with these other techniques or other ways of healing, they won't have any um, uh like reoccurring illnesses after, like they'll be completely healed. They won't. So the doctors won't have to be prescribing them any more medications or anything.
Right.
So if they did it that way, so they do it their way, so that the person stays sick. I guess you know what I'm saying. Kind of like they keep
Or
getting
some
sick
type of
over and over again.
mentality where they feel that they have to keep coming back or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
Especially
think.
if they do that with the elderly. But I can understand. It's it's a belief system. It's a
Yeah.
some people do need it, just to see the doctor. But
Yeah.
I think 9 times out of 10, it could probably be healed by the emotional, like the sound and light technologies and Reiki
Yeah.
and homeopaths are good. They can help. Yeah, but without all those the pharmaceuticals that put things in like mercury, things that would really harm the body.
Yeah.
Especially the overdose of drugs, and it's
Yeah.
so much on the market. But I understand that
Yeah.
it's
And
a
all
money
that.
making machine. Yeah.
Yeah, and all that. And that just intertwines with all the other crazy chaos that's in America
Right.
with prescription drugs and the drugs on the streets. And
Yes.
man, that stuff used to drive me so insane. And then when I finally found this group, the community, the galactic community, such
Was
a
that a couple years ago?
yeah, about 2 years ago, I started getting into it more.
Yeah.
Um,
And what led you up to that? Let's go there then. What led you up to finding like Huclo or something?
yeah,
Was it
I,
were you ever into like Bashar or any of the other channelings or anything the past couple years, 2 3 years? Yeah.
after I quit that whole nursing thing, um, I was home for a while, and obviously, and I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my life now? And I started going downhill again. My parents were taking care of my kids for me because they were off work, so I was being stupid again,
Yeah.
getting the drugs and whatnot, and just I fell back into depression because I still had all the stuff held in. I didn't know what to do with it. I started seeing people in the news being shunned and being attacked for expressing these views,
Yes.
and so it made me feel even more confined and more bottled up, and especially with all the emotions that I had from personal relationships and personal issues, along with all the other stuff that I couldn't express. It just kept bottled.
It was bottling up within you. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you just
I
had to
one
snap
day
or
I
let
just
it
couldn't
out.
take it no more. I couldn't take it no more. I collapsed. I was high. I was drunk. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was bawling my eyes out. I was just screaming at God. I was screaming like fuck the world, fuck everything else. And
Right.
I mean, but if you are listening, and if God, if you are listening, if you're up there, give me a sign, help me. This is it. I'm done. I'm
Well, you
ready to
sure
leave
got a
here.
sign behind the scenes.
Yeah, because after that, the next day actually, I woke up, I was still all face was all red still, and I was well pale and red, and my eyes were bloodshot, and I was just complete shit. But
What? What happened?
I turn on my laptop, and there's conspiracy stuff all over. I never looked it up. I never looked up anything of the sort before.
Yes.
Really, well, every
A
now and
little
then, but
bit.
not enough to where it should show up on my the whole thing. Just
Yes.
conspiracies like Alex Jones and what is Jesse Ventura? Ace Ventura? Bueno, I forgot the guy's name. Jesse Ventura, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex Jones and other conspiracy shows, and I watched those a lot, and I got stuck on that stuff. And I was like, I wonder really if this is true. And the one thing that really made it more okay, well, Paul Walker, he passed away
Okay.
in his car crash, right? And I was looking at videos about him, and I came across one that said Paul Walker channeling, and it was some lady. And I was like, you're boring. That's bullshit. And then I looked it up myself. I was all, I type in, okay, Paul Walker channeling, and Paul Walker channeling session or something, and up pops Ivan Teller.
Oh,
And I
nice.
watched Ivan's video, and
Yes.
I got stuck on his videos. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Before, it would have bored the hell out of me because they're so long. But I love his videos now. Ever since that day, I've loved his videos. I've been a follower. I've been a
Yes.
yeah, and I watched, and because of him, I got to Bashar. I got to, or actually, I saw some of Bashar's before that, but I thought it was just complete bull. And
Yeah.
Abraham Hicks, I thought hers was, especially hers, I thought was complete bull.
So that was
um,
really new to you, the whole state of channeling and how, yeah,
and
connection.
like I heard it before, and I heard of like psychics like John Edward
Mm-hmm.
or any of them, and they have me really intrigued, and especially like the Long Island medium. Um,
Island medium, yeah.
yeah, I
Krista
think
Caboodle or something. Is it?
it's a psych. She's a psychic. She's a
Yeah,
medium.
Long Island medium. Is that it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
in
think
New
her name's
York or something.
Trish or something like that. But anyways,
Yeah,
she's really cool. She's a nice person. I mean, I'm really intrigued by that. I used to watch Ghost Adventures, Taps, and Ghost Hunters, and my
yeah.
favorite was Ghost Adventures. But um,
That's one another thing I wanted to ask you about was that the whole thing before you even got into the channeling or aliens. Did you always had curiosity about ghosts and
yep,
spirits?
yep. Was always watching Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or something at night. And I mean, I even had a crazy experience myself with spirits. After that, I stopped watching that stuff. But I think that was like probably the first time I think I seen a demon. But that was just a crazy, very crazy experience.
Wow.
Um, like I even got pictures on my phone about it. I erased it, but I had those pictures on my phone for about a good year. I mean, I had this big old 8 foot tall black figure
Yep.
in my master bedroom in the bathroom doorway. I
Yes.
had the picture of the being that spirit standing there, and his face was just evil and wretched and just ugh. And my friend had taken my ex, had taken a picture of me while I was on the bed. I had the blankets over my face because when I feel spirits around me, I'll feel like a spider web over my face.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
feel like there's spider web, and I'll be like this, and there's nothing there. But that's when I know a spirit's around me, and or all over my body, I'll feel like a spider web.
Did that ever go back to your grandparents or anything? Did they ever pass down to your mom or dad ever say that any of that run in the family or anything?
It probably did, but nobody ever said anything. I mean,
Huh.
I never really got to talk to my grandparents. They had all passed away.
Okay.
One just hated my guts. But yeah, no, nobody told me anything.
Oh,
I have cousins that experience spirits like that. I mean, but not as intense as I did. So far, me and my whole family, I'm the only one that's had such intense interactions with or face to face with spirits and aliens. But
yes.
there was a when I was on the bed, there was a girl behind me on the wall, her silhouette. She's
Yes.
dragging a teddy bear,
Oh wow.
and an African American girl, and she had pigtails, she had a dress, and it was just her silhouette behind me on the wall. I was like, oh my god. Where I got that picture, and then that was the same girl. While I was living in that house, she was following me around. She would tug on my shirt, and I'd be able to feel her. I can't see her in my mind's eye, but I could feel like
A
what she looked
presence.
like and everything, and that's exactly what she looked like with what appeared on that wall.
Wow.
Oh my god, that experience was so crazy. I was not high and I was not drunk. I was completely sane. Um, but the one thing that really got me about spirituality again and religion, during that time, I had prayed to God and I was praying for angels, and I didn't really believe in it, but I took a shot at it because I was scared to death.
Yes.
But I prayed, and then he took a picture of me again, and I had this white aura around me, like a protective covering,
Yes.
and it was like there was a an angel's wing kind of covering me
Yes.
in the picture, and you could see like the feathers and the shape of the feathers around over my body,
Wow.
and that was epic. Like I could still get teary eyed about that now. That was that.
That's emotional there. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
I
mean,
had a wing around me, I had a big white ring around me.
wow.
That was amazing. That was amazing. But
There's no dust on the picture on the camera on that one. that's the
yeah.
that's the real deal.
Yeah, I wish I had kept that. Wish I kept that one too. Now being in all this, I wish I kept it.
Yeah.
And
There'll be many more
yeah.
down the road.
But
And
anyways, I got
so
I
you
was in
felt
the
something
shower.
different, something shifted within you, that you
Uh-huh.
were loved and accepted.
Yes. Yeah. 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 After I got to the shower and Abraham Hicks and Ivan Teller and Daniel Scranton and Trevor Yitney, I forgot Rob Gauthier, Trevor
Yes.
Yitney,
Mhm.
Roxanne Swinehart, definitely
Wow.
love her videos. She's helped me a lot. It seems like she has a knack for um, putting out videos that have to do with my life. All the time, every single video has
Good
to
at
do with
that.
my
Yep.
life.
He's good
So
at
hers really helped. Just everybody, and Ivan Teller. I started attending his webinars. I finally got the guts to attend one. before
yeah.
before I started attending them, I had some people inside the hangout Inside the video asked questions for me because I was still checking, and they were nice enough to do that. Like Neil was, um, and Steven and shoot, someone else. I think Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, they had to ask questions for me, which was very nice. So I felt welcomed in a way, I guess, even though I wasn't really interacting with them. They were still nice enough to ask questions for me. So I got some answers, and the answers really intrigued me. The ones that I got from the beings I've been channeled, and then I started attending them myself, asking questions myself, and it just kept progressing after that. And now here I am. I found Google through him and got into the chat boxes on Google Plus, and it's history from there on.
It's
Everything started improving. Everything in my life just got so much more better, so much more easier. I felt accepted. I felt loved. I felt cared for. I
yes.
feel cared for, loved, accepted, understood. I don't feel so isolated. I don't feel so alone. I don't feel so such a freaking relief
And you can take
that
a
I
deep
found this
breath now.
community.
And you take that big, deep relief breath. And the other
Yeah,
thing is, just think you are the one that took the courage. You have the courage enough, to put one foot in front of the other. It's something you called out, and boom, the universe reacted.
yeah, yeah. Because at that point, I guess I had that intense emotion and passion and desire for that change. I guess again, and
Yes.
I was done with that life I was in. So yeah,
And it's amazing how you it's almost like a surrendering.
yeah, yeah,
Like you're
exactly.
just letting go. That's all you're saying. What's worse than this? And I just, you hit rock
Yeah,
bottom and you just let go.
exactly. Perfectly said. Surrender.
Yeah,
That
surrender.
was a major
Boom.
that was been a major issue for me also before Pukulo and all that because I had always held my ground. I was always a guard.
Yeah,
I was always a tough one, right?
yeah.
And
Do you
that
realize when you let down, when you showed more vulnerability, you started showing yourself and you let down your guard, look at all the love that came toward you.
yeah, yeah, and
That's
that's what I was scared of too. Though I had
right
never
there. You
felt
said
it.
being in a relationship again, being in love again. It's
Yeah,
that taking it slow, not sure. That's another thing. It's like a lot of us, isn't that funny? We're afraid, some of us, afraid to love
yeah,
again.
yeah, and
What does that feel like? I mean, for a lot of people out there, it's, can we truly be afraid of love? And that's funny to say that, but yeah,
yeah, again, and yeah, it's. I mean, well, depending on your definition of love, I mean, the unconditional love that I have learned and that I know of now, the unconditional love that is from source. I
yes,
mean, that's the most epic. That's what runs the universe. I mean, and once you get a hold of that concept, it just makes sense. I mean, it
yes,
applies to everything in the universe, especially with us humans. It applies to everything that we do and the way that we feel, the way that we act, the way that we act toward each other, the way we react toward each other. It's That's it. That's all it is. It's just love. Everything will boil down. I mean, if you break everything down, it goes back to just two things: either love and fear.
that's right.
And love rules all. Unconditional love of source rules all. And
Sure changes things, doesn't it?
mm,
It's
yeah,
powerful.
it's very powerful. And that's where I'm at right now, where I'm trying to get people. Well, not get people. I'm not trying to force it on anyone. I'm just expressing my thoughts on
Yeah,
unconditional
sharing
love and what it is and how to
yourself.
help others with it because it seems like it's a very alien concept to Earth.
Yeah.
Everyone is used to conditional love or
Yes.
just that, that sexual love. I mean, there's not that has nothing to do with unconditional love. Unconditional love is allowing all to be who they are and just allowing and just allow.
So it's not the other love, like you do this for me, I'll love
Yeah,
you, stuff like that, right?
exactly.
Those are putting conditions on it. Yeah.
That's conditional love. And it took me a while to get a hold of that concept too. A few months actually. I was like, this is bull too. I was like, there's no such thing. I mean, if there was, somebody would have experienced it already or something. Yeah, but to me, it seems like it's a whole new. It's not a new concept because that's what's been running our world for ages. But
Yeah.
just to actually realize it and to actually incorporate it into your life, I guess, or to
Yeah.
I don't know, just it's a new concept. It seems to be new to everybody, and it
Yes.
makes everybody feel weird and it makes people freak out, and it makes
It
people
can.
run
Yeah.
away from you, and they either join you or they run away, and or they get very irritated and their own emotions start coming out, and you start causing all kinds of chaos around you, and it's just nuts.
But But you see how that love, that vibration of love, it's
Mhm.
not really, it's a vibration that they don't want to look at within themselves, or it's very
Yeah,
hard to look at because then it forces them to look at and evaluate their own lives.
exactly.
What happens is that love, that's why the people will run away from it. That's why
Yep.
people fear it because they have to get vulnerable themselves. And who
Exactly.
wants to expose themselves to that vulnerability? It's hard. But
Mhm.
that's where courage comes in. That's where knowing yourself comes in. Know thyself. And having the courage to stand up like that and saying, what's the worst that could happen?
Mhm.
So what if someone doesn't like me, the one I really like, but they run away? I guess
Mhm.
that person wasn't meant to be at that time in my life. So it's not judging that. It's just like releasing, letting go, and you're being vulnerable, but at the same time you're allowing things to transpire and you're putting the attention out there. This is what you choose. Your choices are very powerful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Power
Unconditional
of choice.
love. Once you unleash that unconditional love within yourself, everyone has it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got it. Every
Yes.
single person. I don't care how evil they are.
And who
They
does it
have it.
start with? Ourselves. That's
Mhm.
right. It
And
has to start with ourselves.
it just from recent personal experiences with unconditional love. I mean, it seems that I personally seem to radiate love out. I mean, I try to express it in the most sincere way that I can, so that I can awaken this in other people. This is
Yes.
my not my goal. Well, I don't believe in goals or accomplishments because that a goal and accomplishments come with end. It's like an end. Like once you reach it, that's an end. To me,
Right.
nothing
Right.
ends. So it's
Right.
just that's my focus right now is to awaken this unconditional love in others. And when I do, and people seem to get near me, they either freak out or they get annoyed with me. They cuss me out.
Right.
um, all kinds of crap just keep coming out of their soul that they they don't know where it's coming from, and I'm like,
Right.
you come near me or you talk to me, you're pretty much screwed from there. You're gonna
You're gonna feel something. It's like you're gonna feel that unconditional love.
you're slowly gonna start changing, and I'm sorry.
It feels
Because
good, doesn't it?
yeah,
Because it's like you can laugh and that laughter, that smile. See how it brings up that laughter within you and that smile? It's
yeah,
like, wow, who would ever thought that love could conquer everything? But it really, it expands everyone.
yeah, it does.
It's
Exactly.
expansive.
Yeah.
Love is so expansive that it includes, incorporates all that is. And that's what's
Mm,
beautiful about it. It
yeah.
permeates through everything,
Yes.
the
Exactly.
animals, the
There's
life,
no.
the nature. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all around
Everything.
us.
Yep, everything. And there's no, and with unconditional love, there's no judgment, there's no
None,
biases, there's no double standards, there's
none.
no what you look like, what I look like, there's nothing like that. Nothing. Everything is
That's another good
so
thing to point. Yeah, that's another great point. Is like if we hear anything negative come toward us, we just have to realize and we see the greater universal perspective. Like, I don't have to hold on to that fear, that anger, just because someone's showing it toward me. It's that's just their frustrations. That's just their anger. They're going through something themselves, and I'm the closest person that they're going to take it out on. You
yeah.
see? So
And now
that's all. Yeah.
yeah, but it seems I just recently realized that I've been this way all of my life. I've been radiating this light, this love, and didn't even know it.
Yes. Yes.
And this is why people, I figure now, this is why people did not like me. They turned away from me. They picked on me. They bullied me. They cussed me out. I've even had racist people chase me in their cars. That
Right.
was really scary. Yeah, that was really horrifying. I mean, I've just had so many people attack me, and I had no idea why. Now I know it's because of the love that I was radiating out and didn't know.
Love, and you're not reacting the way that they thought that
Yeah,
they could get you to
yeah,
react.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
very
They weren't getting the
protective. You didn't
reaction.
judge them. You didn't force. You didn't attack them. And so that just when someone comes in to your presence, they don't know how to react. It's
Yeah,
blinding. The light can be blinding. And so what
yeah,
happens is they'll either run away or attack.
yeah,
And
yeah. Love.
sometimes it will open their hearts. And that's the thing. When you're around that, it can change that. And they're not ready to go through that or feel that because they don't want to look at themselves and they'll take off.
Exactly. They're scared of that feeling. They're scared
Yes.
of facing their
To
own
look
feeling.
within, to look within.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. To look within, and that pretty much just solved all of my life's problems and all of it, just because I was radiating. Because I'm this person of love. I just well, shit. Even
When
nice
you
by
can
whatever.
smile at people and come up to them and hug them for no reason, it just sometimes it throws them off, especially
It
when
does.
the touch, because
Yeah.
people are really touchy nowadays. So when
Yeah.
you see everything on TV, the drama, but when you come sometimes to a stranger, even if you went up to them, shake their hand or give them a hug or smile, they're like, "What's wrong with that person?" They look at
Yeah.
you like,
Like,
"Something's
why are you
wrong.
touching me?
Why is she?" And it's like
Yeah.
I'm just being happy, I'm just being
Yeah.
me. I'm
Yeah,
being
even my
me.
own family members, I can't even hug them, like the family reunions and stuff. They're like, don't touch, like,
It's like,
text me,
why? Why
email
not?
me, text me,
Yeah. And then you
like
ask
text me
yourself,
a hug. Like I'm not gonna text. What? No, I'm still more of that. I still don't even like texting, but um, if I feel that if I can get away with hugging you, I'm gonna hug you.
yeah,
Even
it's
if I have
because
to run after, but I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna show you compassion. I'm gonna show you that unconditional love. I mean, I don't judge nobody. I don't try and hold things against. I do my best not to hold things. I never really do. I never did it anyway. Even for people that used to hurt me so bad
yeah, right,
and just destroy me to the worst that they could, to the lowest form of a
right,
being that they could.
right.
I still I could not bring myself to do it back to them ever.
And now you see a universal perspective. Now you see the bigger thing that they're just reflecting that back to you, what you feel about yourself. It's that fear of, can I love myself enough where I can let go and not care about whether they love me or not?
Yeah.
And that's even harder.
Yeah, yeah, that was extremely
But
hard.
when you start to take the courage to smile and when you put yourself out there like that and your vulnerability, it gives them permission to say, you know what, if she can do it, why can't
Yeah,
I? You give people the confidence, the courage, it's beautiful.
yeah,
And you have a
yeah,
lot to say.
yeah. Yeah. There's a whole lot more to say about that topic. I feel very strongly about that whole unconditional love thing and how it helps people
It really
and how
does.
strong it can be in just one room full of people. I mean, there's like a Jonas
Yeah.
that Brad Johnson channels Jonas. There's a video
Yes.
that he does about love, the power of love, the strength of love, and yeah, he can that video explains it pretty well.
Yes.
um,
Yes.
so yeah, it's a if anybody wants to look it up, it's Brad Johnson who channels the Jonas, and it's the power of love or the strength of love. One of his videos. You just type in love and it'll come up, um, and that'll explain it pretty well. It did for me, anyways. I watched that one a few times and it made sense to me.
Yes.
um, yeah, it's a perfect example.
And when
And
people
I
can
still
get
even
back,
do it now to people in the community. People freak out on me.
it's sometimes I feel that it's because it's so simple. It's the simplicity of it. It's the simplicity. It's so simple that we're just like, if it's not complicated, we're like, it can't be real. We can't try it. It's too. It's not too hard. It's not hard enough for us to try it. It's not. We make things so overbearing. Sometimes all we have to do
Yeah,
is simplify it. It's that
it's
simple.
funny you say that. It's funny you say that because that's been irking me like the past 2 weeks.
It really is simple. It's
Things
just having the
so simple
courage.
are just the best things for you
Make it
actually.
simple. Make it okay. Make it, it's keep everything simplified.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just
Yeah. Yeah. The minute people start to get into the mind and really start having that fear, here's like your greatest example. It's like you have a million reasons not to go down that path, but you have
mm,
one reason to go down the path.
that. Yeah.
So that's why the fear comes in because there's a million reasons things that race through the people's minds can race through people's mind to say, I don't choose. I'm too afraid. I can't do that. I need someone else to go first. But
Mm,
then there's that one reason that says, why not?
yeah.
Just one. That's all it takes. One
Mm,
reason to try.
exactly. Exactly.
Make a difference in the world. I see it. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
Bianca, what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I would be one to take that first step actually, because I was always following what other people told me to do.
Right.
And I finally just broke out of that box though. I'm doing what
Talk
I
about
feel
self
is right
empowerment.
now,
Oh my gosh.
and what I and that's I
Feels
mean,
good, doesn't it?
and yourself because when you help yourself, you're helping others along the way. Because of the fact that you're
Yeah.
showing yourself love and you're taking control of your own life and you have the courage to do so, and you're being happy and you're following your own excitement. So that your self love will help others as well, whether you mean it directly or indirectly. So
Beautiful.
yeah, that that help yourself, and you'll eventually be helping others because you help yourself. So be selfish if you want, I guess, in a not so ignorant or mean way, I guess.
Yes.
um,
The self comes first. That self love.
yeah,
When people say, "Oh, you're being self-centered," yes, I love myself first.
yeah,
Say that because I'm taking care of me first.
yeah, exactly. 'Cause you can't help nobody else if you can't take care of yourself first.
Exactly.
And if you're a wreck, you sure as heck can't help nobody else.
Yes.
So yeah, be
Well,
self-centered, I guess. Me, I had to get over. My just my recent ex just called me very self-centered and very um self-righteous and goody two-shoes, and oh, you think you're all this, you think you're all that. Well, like, yeah, I do. I love myself now.
exactly.
I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to help you. I'm not here to give you what you need. Do that for yourself. I need to
Right.
take care of myself. You go, well, what about your kids? My kids are there. My kids, I love my kids, and you don't need to worry about that. I can't help my kids unless I help myself first. And
That's right.
yes, that sounds harsh, but you need to take care of yourself. You need to help yourself first, get yourself in line first, and get yourself situated first, and then you can help your kids, and then you can help your family members, and then you can help
That's
everyone
right.
around you. And that's
And
what I
that's
did. I
yes.
was selfish for a good while. It
Yes.
took me a minute because of him. He was like a big old black hole of negativity that I finally got rid of. But after I started helping myself, everything around me started changing, and I didn't believe that that would happen. I did not believe that that would happen at all. And
Yes.
that was really profound too for me to realize that once I started helping myself, everything around me was starting changing. Would have started to change. I doubted it, but it happened anyway. I
Yes.
started helping myself, and little by little, my environment started to change. And that was extremely, that was amazing.
Oh,
I didn't think that the universe worked with us like that.
it sure does.
um,
Is there anything else before we wrap it up here that you would like to share with
um,
the people, or just
I don't know. Any questions, maybe? Any questions for me? Um,
what would
just
you
grateful that
what would you yeah, what would you say is the most important thing for you that you're learning right now?
just self-love right now. And yeah, just self-love and being grateful and showing your gratitude for others. Mainly that's my focus right now, but
Yes.
yeah, just showing your gratitude and your love for others, and in a respectful manner, of course. And just enlightening others and waking up others. Not forcefully, of course. And I just want to say that I'm grateful that I found this galactic community, the galactic spiritual community that I'm in, Buccalo and the Wanderers. And I'm extremely grateful. I mean, because of that, because of the fact that I took that step to um, reach out or to see what would happen. Just take that one little step. One little step. Well, is all you need to do. And after that, everything will start falling into place. And I'm glad I did it. Because with all these people here, I mean, I was able to change and transform myself into someone completely different than I was a month ago. uh, and I was able to meet somebody
Yes.
and finally found unconditional love back for myself. And Joe helps me find more of myself, more. He reflects back to me the love I have for myself, of course. Same for him. But it's just an amazing, intense feeling because you can actually find someone in this community, or even if you don't, you can find friends or whatnot. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
At least just a friendly connection with someone that understands you. You don't gotta feel isolated no more. You don't gotta feel alone. You don't gotta feel like you're unloved, uncared for, that you're forgotten.
That's right.
Just take that one little step, reach out, and see what happens. I
That's
mean,
beautiful.
I don't know. I don't know what
Beautiful.
else to say about that.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
This is wonderful. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. And
Yeah.
for people to find you, what's the best way? I'll put some links on down here under the page. But how can people get
Probably,
a hold of you?
probably Google Plus, YouTube,
Okay.
my channel. I'll talk to everyone and anyone, and from any background, anywhere in the world. I don't judge nobody. I don't hold things against nobody. I don't care how weird you are, or you're always welcome.
It's cool.
And yeah, I'll be friends with everyone and anyone. even if I don't speak your language. I'll try anyways. Mm,
Thank you so much, Bianca. This is wonderful. This has been a great
thank
time.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
everyone.